Welcome back. Let's get to it. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found within Thaumaturgy, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned thaumaturge Zozo Maya. My brothers, who have not once tasted the bitter draught of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much you shall learn about the threats with which a practitioner of our art must contend. The first chapter, the threat of intimacy, falls within Kokobiko's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you of the wisdom to be uncovered therein. Yes, Monocate, I have been expecting you. Allow me to read to you the pertinent passages from the opening chapter to Sosomaya's guide. The threat of intimacy. How magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing eyes, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome with each closing step. Fists shatter bone, and blades slide through flesh, spear puncture soft bellies. Know this threat, and stand you apart from such men. Phew. That last part makes me uneasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flailing his weapons at your person. Thus, the wise thaumaturge always strikes from afar. The farther, the better. Now, let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for a vulture to swoop in to feed. That's when you ambush the nasty creature with a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous bounty of vulture meat for Favafano. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop, so long as he is properly compensated. Yes, Monocate, we pay him in sorcerily blessed bird flesh. The raw power of thaumaturgy has the potential to cause lethal devastation, though I suppose that's what most practitioners of the art have in mind. And we have another fate. After devouring all the ore remaining in a nearby abandoned mine, a sizable pack of goblins has set out into the desert in search of new feeding grounds. Amagina and Son will suffer the pilfering of their yet-to-be-claimed resources no more and seek the immediate eradication of the pests. I like, by the way, how they've done level scaling in this game. Same like how they do it in Guild Wars 2. You're still more powerful than you were when you were at that level, but you're not getting weaker. You still feel more powerful. It's not like in World of Warcraft, when they used to have it. Don't know if they fixed that. But it used to be in World of Warcraft, as you got more higher in level and your gear got better, once you were skilled, you were actually weaker than when you were at that point originally, which is not how it was supposed to work. What's happening here? Dried fish. The heat of the Tannelan sun only makes the odor of this long-dead wavekin that much more unbearable. Yeah, it makes sense that you can't change class during combat, but then it should be that you automatically change class after you finish combat. That would be nice. Don't know why they haven't done that. Maybe it's only me facing that issue, I don't know. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the fee, then. Tender white meat suited for sautés, tastes remarkably like chocobo. Hee, there's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, thaumaturge. Did you say thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed the guild trial? Master alchemist. What brings you out to this bazaar this fine evening? The lady here just slew herself a plump vulture. You'd be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbon by beak and talon, and that's not the sort of flesh I've a taste for, you understand? My brothers, not again. We might as well do this fate over here. Cores. Cannot drive the piles without earth sprite cores. Cores harden the land. Help the piles take hold. Have you any cores? Cores. Lying about. Cores. Flying about. He really likes his cores. Workers of Hammerley require Earth Sprite cores to help harden the land before they can drive their massive piles. And we're done with that one. Dals balls. I don't know whether to slit the throats of them goblins, or them what kick the buggers out of Ul'dah and into Hammerley. Now the thrice-damned runs are running about and buggering up all my supplies for the hammers, and I haven't the means to stop them. Now if you had me an adventurer, give the little shites no quarter, that'll learn him. Those cursed goblins lay a hand on me cogs. I'll think of something. Now banished from Ul'dah for various acts of vandalism and basic thuggery, a gang of unruly yet simply adorable goblin muggers has made its way to Hammerley, where the beastmen have found a new favorite pastime, the destruction of random items lying about the hammers. It's time they were shown some tough love. And another fight done. Let's get back to the guild. Welcome back. Monicate, you seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It is truly the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. It's one of the easier trials if you ask me. Keep away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just basic common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by a distant duelist distressed by my deadly downpour. Wahahahahaha. Cringe. Yeah, that was cringe. We thaumaturgers excel at offense, but fail miserably at defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and death mages. Monagate, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerer's destruction. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide it from me, Pico. Or you, Bani, or Basie, or Boa. Kokobussi, what are you doing here? You promised you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Bussy, but Monagate here was most insistent. And once again you brush me aside in the hope that I abandon me heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you, all of you. Please, Bussy, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Pico is. That was Kokobussi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but yet he yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. Such is Kokobussi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this obviously isn't your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging way possible. And we're done. Let's do another leave before we leave. We have something of an urgent call for copper ingots. A check of inventories found a slight discrepancy, the author of which is being tricked by a discreet inquiry. In my grandsire's days, the wretch would have lost a hand, but these days, there's nothing to be gained from nostalgia. Let's do a fieldcraft one, what of it. Copperbell mines are taking a wee break following an accident. Nothing to trouble yourself about. And the stock of copper ore is lower than we would like. There's a deposit of low quality copper ore nearby, ready to be worked by miners interested in an easy payday. After all, you get 6 leave allowances per day, which used to be quite a problem in 1.0. I believe they did that so that people wouldn't get too much experience and run ahead of the content, but they ran ahead of the content anyway because there was so little content. But now it's just a minor annoyance. Rock made up largely of granite with an insignificant amount of copper. I do like how the gear looks. It looks very outdoorsy. Very cute. And let's pack up a tradecraft leaf. It ill becomes a trader to regard his customers as mindless followers, yet I must admit that the recent spate of stockpiling is one bah short of a herd panic. This urge towards safety must be channeled to less fearful paths. Some rudimentary spellcasting may be the way of it. This was made before Corona. And that's another one complete. And well, we're already in the Alchemist gear. Let's do the Alchemist class koalas. Class... What did I just say? I don't know. I start to trip over my words again. So I think it's best if we sign off here.